right now. That's what's up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cover Price Shaker Show for April 24. We got a full house tonight. That's what's up. The boys are all here. I know we're tardy, but we hope we gave you enough time to get yourself a cold one. If we didn't, hang tight because we got a lovely lady on the ones and twos. Check it out.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Booyah, that's how we do it, guys. Like I said, welcome to the Cover Price Shaker Show for April 24th. As I said, we've got a full house. As you can see, the boys are here to hold it down. The lords are in the house. So let's go around the table and say hi to everybody. Chris, welcome back.
Yay! I know I only missed 1 week, but it felt like forever. I mean, my God, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now, and I'm just happy to be here talking about some comics.
Yeah, buddy. We missed you. You were heavily missed. And it was 1 week, like you said. Felt like forever. But somebody who's made it feel like forever, for sure, is Gabe. Gabe, what's up?
Hi, everybody. My name's Gabe. I'm a big fan of the show. Thanks for inviting me on. Like, I've always wanted to be on, and I just never wanted. I just always feel so embarrassed to be on camera, and I don't know if I can talk comic books right with everybody. I hope everybody's cool in the chat and doesn't make fun of me for having no hair. But anyways, through all that noise, I'm back, guys. I'm here having a good time with the boys this week. Lord of the Long Box. It's April. When's your anniversary of Tim passing?
Yep, we're getting close.
Just passed. That was April 1st when it happened, right?
No.
Was it it was May 28th.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, man, he's in our thoughts. I don't know time anymore. Being on the show for a while, I forgot how time works. I've just been self-improving, improving myself, improving life, chasing down people who don't want to send out books that they sell to people. I've been hunting people down and chasing them out and calling them out because you don't do that to people. And our community needs to stand up to it. But anyways, we're going to talk about some cool books on the list, some back issues, some fun stuff. So let's hang on tight, everybody. It's going to be a ride. I'm feeling it. It's been baking in me for a while. I'm letting it out today, guys. So let's have fun.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited that you're back. I think we could all say the same here, that we're super pumped to have you back. Working on yourself isn't a bad thing, man. I think we all need that time, right? We got to make sure we take care of ourselves. And one man that definitely does take care of himself on the daily, my man Marty. What's up, Marty?
Greetings and salutations, geeks and geekettes.
Marty-oki.
That's the Marty-oki for the night, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know, maybe we'll get some more. We'll see. But guys, thank you for joining us as always. We're in for a good show. I'm so happy. My boy Gabe is back into his house. Good to see him. Dr. Yo-Yo is gracing us with his yo-yo talents as always. Maybe we'll get a sneak peek. I don't know, in between breaks. We'll see. You know, Lando, you got to stay on the ball with that. You know, once he starts, doing his little magic tricks, man, you got to click on it right away.
He starts working those fingers, everybody. Watch out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be long-winded. I know we were kind of late starting the show. We were in the green room. We were kind of discussing things, but so great to be back as always. This is a interesting list. because I have not seen it yet. So I'm going to be just as surprised as we go along here, and I'm going to see. It's been a hectic day, so I've got to catch up like everybody else. So Lando.
I love that you do that, and you genuinely get surprised with everybody else who sees the books that hit the list.
I got a busy life, man. I got busy. I'm taking care of those babies around there.
Yeah, man, those 3 amazing babies. But guys, as Marty said, we have an amazing list tonight. Although he didn't see it, I did see it, and I am excited because the O for Abyss is officially open. Brace yourselves because we'll be making way all together. So to kick it off, guys, the list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their daily exclusive shaker list. Now, the list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every single day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. So who wants to take read number 1? I think
I got it.
we're going to go with Chris.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Chris,
I think
all
we're
right.
going to go clockwise today.
Let's go.
For ease of use, Lando. James Tynion IV has been unstoppable since he left DC Comics to start his own publishing company, The Tiny Onion, in 2020, releasing comics like House of Slaughter and the aforementioned Department of Truth. Since then, Tiny Onion has developed into a production outfit now tasked with moving his projects through the Hollywood machine, including a TV version of Something is Killing the Children, which you can track on Cover Price with their status tracker. New feature, everybody. What that means for Department of Truth remains to be seen, but it's clear something is in the works. The Department of Truth was a success upon its release in 2021, garnering positive reviews for its innovative take on conspiracy theories. While the foil versions of this book were only available at 2022 MegaCon in Orlando, Florida, this Todd McFarlane Virgin variant was offered to retailers who purchased 100 copies of Department of Truth number 18. Other incentives for this issue included 2 Tiny Onion variants by Martin Simmons and Nick Robles. Since its release 3 years ago, Cover Price has tracked 4 sales of this high ratio variant. A couple of Raws in 2022, 2 graded sales, which came out in 2024, 9.6, which sold for $139, and a most recent sale of Department of Truth number 18, the Todd McFarlane 1-in-100 Virgin variant, which sold in a 9.8 for $599. Woo-wee! I don't know about you guys. I am loving some Department of Truth. The whole thought that figments or reality can change based off of the level of belief that the general population has, that's some pretty cool stuff right there. That's some good storytelling. And let me tell you, they don't waste time in these issues. They go straight for the jugular when it comes to wacky conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I don't know much about the Department of Truth. I've never read it, but what I do know is that Todd McFarlane is an amazing artist. I'm a huge McFarlane fan. Anything from his artwork to the things he sells on his stores, especially his action figures from Conan to the Ninja Dark Warriors. I mean, I love his stuff. He actually does his Spawn characters too. Huge Todd McFarlane fan. I love this cover. I love what he did with it. It's very creepy, very eerie. Definitely up my alley.
Yeah, love this, man. Gabe, are you reading Department of Truth?
No, I'm not reading Department of Truth. I read the first few issues. I like the idea of the conspiracy theory side of things. That's always right up my alley. But this is cool. It's McFarlane. It's a 1-in-100. 9.8 going for $600 is nothing to kind of sneeze at or take any kind of negative meaning towards. But man, what a creepy cover with a pentagram. It doesn't really look that much like McFarlane because the coloring and the streaky stuff on the sides and everything like that. But whenever McFarlane comes out of his mega toy empire kingdom, when he steps out of that and he gives us a little bit of artwork, it's a great day. It's fantastic.
Gabe. I fell in love with McFarlane when he started doing Spider-Man. Spider-Man 300 and his work for all the way from there. Man, it's just his concept, his perspective of bringing the story to life. Man, is amazing. I love what he does.
Yeah, who doesn't love McFarlane? It was a no-brainer that if you had this picked up, this was clearly going to do some damage in the aftermarket. CGC 9.8 selling at this price. I'm not surprised. You'd have Todd McFarlane tied to the Department of Truth. Again, I didn't think it would hit this much. You know what I mean? But it's still very impressive. What else is impressive? David Posner, who's in the chat, to just hit us with a super chat, guys, of $4.99. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, David.
You really didn't have to do that, but I think he's
Very
requesting
kind of you,
some
sir.
yo-yo, sir. Some yo-yo.
Is that Marty in his icon smoking that?
I think that is me, man.
Yeah.
Big bushy eyebrows, man.
So,
I
David,
love it.
David, I hope your kid is in front of the screen so that he can see this. Go ahead, Lando. I'll give him some action. All right.
Do it. Let's see.
There you
Very
go.
quick. Look at that.
Put him on full. Put him on full screen, man. Put him on full
He
screen.
literally is the best yo-yo guy in the world. Look at that.
No, I'm not.
I can't
Look at
even
that.
get it to just like roll down and come back up.
Looks like he's almost like he's crocheting, man. Yeah, that's how fast it's going.
It's
It's
hypnotizing.
crazy.
It's
Yeah,
hypnotizing.
make me a blanket while you're at it, Dr. Yo-Yo.
Dr. Yo-Yo, if you guys don't know, because of his yo-yo tricks, he's got a line of women out his door right now.
Look at
Save
the
some
in his
for the
finger,
rest of us.
yo-yo on his finger, man.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff, man.
Look at that,
Yeah,
man.
one more thing for your kid, David. Okay, I appreciate it. Here you go.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
Yo.
Amazing.
He's the yo-yo.
Whoa.
With a rocket, I hope.
Now do the bat symbol. Do the bat symbol now.
Oh, jeez. As soon as I got a knot. Okay, I can do the bat symbol. Hold on.
Jeez, he's actually gonna do it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he almost knocked his teeth out of that one.
Have you practiced this bat symbol before?
But nice. Yes. Okay. Yeah, man. That was a bat symbol. It absolutely was. Great
You gotta
job.
believe. Hit that. I
You gotta
believe.
believe.
Where else on any comic book YouTube podcast are you going to get some
Awesome, man.
high quality?
Awesome job, dude.
yo-yo?
Awesome.
So Gabe, you said
Good
that
job.
like because of his yo-yo skills, he's got a lineup, and this is what they're all saying at the front door.
Oh, do me, Yo-Yo Master. I want you to do me, because you're the yo-yo guy.
That's exactly what's taking place at the front
You know,
door, guys.
that's an unauthorized biography of my life, and I sued Universal for that.
I love it, man. Hilarious. But all right,
And
guys.
I'm glad a 10-year-old kid saw all of that, like with the video at the end and
I didn't even think of that. But
our
anyways,
PG-13 comments. We're the best. We're the best.
What does she mean by do me, Dad?
sorry, I love it.
You have to
All
have
right,
a talk with your son tonight.
Let's get,
He's going to talk to him about the birds and the yo-yo strings.
but all right, let's get back. Let's get back on the show.
Real
This
fast.
is out of control, man. This is out of control.
Let me get back to this real fast. Back to Department of Truth. They have the foil variants, which I think is cool, but I really think they're missing an opportunity to do a foil hat variant.
Yeah, would be cool.
A foil what variant?
A foil hat.
Oh, like a tinfoil hat?
Tinfoil hat, yeah.
That will go with Department of Truth. That tracks. That tracks.
But all right, guys. Department of Truth, issue 18, the Todd McFarlane Virgin variant, which is a 1 in 100 by Image back in 2022, had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $599. Gabe, what do we got up next for Shaker number 2?
Right up on Shaker number 2. I love this book. This is Detective Comics number 1. This is the new 52 version. This is the Tony S. Daniel RRP edition. This is 2012. So, Detective Comics number 1 is one of the most iconic books in history. However, reading the original, most likely online, as most of us don't have 100K to throw around, will be pretty different from the new 52. In 2011, DC decided to rebrand its entire line, and the reception was well received. With DC selling out of all of its first run new DC titles and completely dominating the top 10. Little side note here from me. This is one of the most pinnacle moments in recent comic book history that brought in so many new readers, and lapsed readers came roaring back into the comic book stores when New 52 came out. So back to the notes. This success led to a slew of subsequent printings, 6 of them to be exact. Well, 7 if you want to include this RRP, which stands for Retailer Roundtable Program, which fetched an all-time high of $400 for a CGC 9.8 this week. What makes this book unique is that it is technically not intended for resale. But if you give a retailer any book, they're going to sell it. If you give them a book and tell them not to sell it, they're going to sell it even quicker. However, when it comes down to collectibles, it's pretty ironic how free stuff can be worth more than what you paid for it. This book also marks the first appearance after Flashpoint of Joker, Dollmaker, Alfred Pennyworth, and Harvey Bullock, and Jeremiah Arkham from Earth Zero. So yeah, there's that too. Also, real quick, this is the issue where Joker gets his face cut off, and you have it like pinned to like the wall on the last issue. Awesome book if you're into that crazy, creepy Joker faceless version. So there you go. If you look at the notes here on Cover Price, they do have a list of all the RRPs. The best one, I think, was the very first one, which is the Batman 608 Hush combining cover one. That's the best one of all time. No argument there. I'll die on that hill. Fight me, you'll lose.
Yeah, Gabe, I was gonna say, I remember you and I talking about the RRP for 608, and like, man, that it's gone nuclear, dude. Like, it's really expensive.
Yeah, that's one like I've only seen in person like 2 or 3 copies in my whole life. It's crazy. I love that image so much.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about this book? This is cool. I love the
I have this, man. I actually have this in my collection. Not this. I'm sorry, not the RRP, but I have the book, the original, the regular cover. That is.
Okay.
And I love the storyline. This is where Joker loses his face. You get the whole, faceless Joker. They even portrayed it on Gotham. If you guys ever watch Gotham on HBO, I think it was HBO. Might have been HBO
CW.
or Max, maybe CW. Yeah. Where they had a younger version of Bruce Wayne, and you see actually that in one of the seasons. So, nevertheless, the storyline, I really love it. I'm a big fan of Tony Daniel's artwork as well. This is definitely when Gabe, you're absolutely right. When New 52, it was a great launch where we saw a lot of new people coming in. This was a pivotal moment in the arcs of DC Universe storylines, so I'm definitely glad to be able to be a part of this, and I love this whole arc.
Yeah, I love that whole New 52 incentive. It was just proof that they bet on themselves. DC, Dan DiDio and Jim Lee, they bet on themselves. They did something that's never been done before in DC continuity, resetting everything to number one again, everything back to number one, and it paid off. Like I said, this created so many new readers. It brought in so many lapsed readers back into the hobby, back into reading comics. It did what it was supposed to do. They did the whole hold the line at $2.99 for the longest time as well. So there's a great incentive in here. Every book from this era is fantastic, I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
So okay, I'm gonna risk Gabe's wrath here a little bit. The New 52 stuff seemed to be implemented in an inconsistent way. I remember when I was reading Green Lantern at the time, and it's like the New 52 books all had the reboot, but the Green Lantern stuff didn't, and I couldn't figure out why. I just kind of got frustrated because it felt like a reboot after a reboot after a reboot. And I guess for me, after Infinity Crisis and then 0 Hour, and then the multiple countdowns, it got a little lost for me, and it made it hard for me to really invest in any of the characters. So that's my personal opinion. But I also have to say, primarily during this time, I was reading the Green Lantern series, and not the Batman series. I think the Batman series War Games, that's the one where Gotham was destroyed and became like a multi sectioned off, like, what do you call it? The things in New York. What do you call that? The
boroughs.
Yeah. The boroughs. Each borough had its own like bad guy that was in charge of it.
Are you talking about No Man's Land?
No Man's Land. Yeah. That was the last. That was the last consistent Batman story that I was really into, and I loved that series.
No Man's Land.
Up until Absolute Batman. So
how about the Court of the Owls? I mean, that was pretty good too, man. That really had a great storyline to that.
I'm guilty of not having read it yet.
Okay, yeah. Because in between that, I mean, Court of the Owls, man, I thought that was just amazing.
Yep.
It was such good writing. The artwork was just a superb interior artwork. Kept the readers going. It flowed really well, I thought. But that's just my opinion.
Didn't the Faceless Joker turn into the Three Jokers? Which I hated that, by the way.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the whole three Jokers thing. Don't get me started.
I think that's a discussion for another time there, Gabe. But that would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you guys on that one.
About the retailer roundtable program. It looks like most of these, there weren't that many of them. It looks like most of them were limited to 200 to 500 copies. So these things are pretty scarce. And there's, I don't think there's anything on there that says RRP on it, except for at the bottom it says not for sale. Like the Red Sonja one says RRP right underneath the Dynamite logo. So yeah, it's interesting. There's a Saga #1. There's that Batman 608. There's Red Sonja #2 and Fables #6 and this one. And I think there are a few others also, but those are the only ones that I could find at the moment.
Yep. It's definitely scarce, and as you can see, people pay a little bit of a premium for it because, guys, Detective Comics #1, the Tony S. Daniel RRP edition by DC in 2012, had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $400. Marty, what do we got up next?
Yes, sir. DuckTales #1, James Silvani, Virgin 1:10 ratio, Boom Studios 2011. Despite its brief run, the DuckTales series is remembered for its attempt to... What was that?
This is part of the song.
Oh.
Every time we said DuckTales, Chris was giving the woo.
DuckTales. Woo! Series is remembered for its attempt to expand the Duckburg universe in comic form. While not as enduring as other Disney comics, Boom's DuckTales series remains a unique chapter in the franchise's history, especially for fans interested in the broader Disney afternoon universe. The series was written by Warren Spector, who is also known for Epic Mickey, which was an original game based on everyone's favorite mouse. This comic was released in 2011 before the variant age really exploded. As such, this 1:10 variant is harder to find than its A-cover counterpart. The artist James Silvani gained major recognition for his work as the main artist on the Darkwing Duck comic book series published by Boom Studios for 2010 to 2011. His dynamic, expressive art style captured the spirits of the original cartoon while also updating it for comic fans. Recently, a 9.8 sold for $875. Wow. Okay.
I think it's deserving. Do you guys not think so?
Damn!
That's big. That's big
That's a
money,
1 in
guys.
10. That's a 1 in 10 selling for almost $900. That is
Yeah.
nuts.
That is nuts, man. I mean, so I wonder how many of these are out there.
Oh,
Being that it's a 1 in 10. I mean,
there's gotta
how many
be- there's
comics?
gotta be.
I mean, Gabe, you would know better. I mean, how many comic book LCSs would order something like 1 in 10 out of Ducktales?
Probably very little, just considering that Ducktales.
Woohoo!
Ducktales. Okay, I guess it broke. Just considering that any store that ordered it probably just for their kids section.
Yeah.
If they even had a kids section. So a 1 in 10. I mean, I don't know how. I bet you anything. Most stores ordered 2 or 3. Because hey, guess what? Kids don't really go to the comic book stores. Even in 2011, it wasn't that big of a thing.
Except Gabe, the recent DuckTales Oohoo series that came out sold like gangbusters.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Very well.
I believe it, because here's the thing. They buy it for kids. Nobody really knows about it. It's an underground kind of situation. This is back when Boom was still like Kaboom and it was a smaller thing. But now, because there was like a new DuckTales TV series, there's a lot of Disney adults out there too.
Yeah.
So currently, I can see that happening with all the Disney adults. It being in the forefront with a new TV show that came out a few years ago and things like that too. But kids don't really read comic books anymore, unfortunately. That's another rant I'll get into in a later date.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the CGC census and the DuckTales #1. It's looking like this particular variant. In a 9/8, I think there's only 2 copies, guys.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So not many out there. I know that there was the San Diego Comic-Con 8-bit one, which is really neat. That one actually has more, surprisingly, as opposed to the 1 in 10. So clearly very scarce, hard to come across. So seeing that there's only 2 9.8s, I guess I understand what took place here with this sale. Because, guys, DuckTales #1, the James Silvani Virgin variant, 1 in 10. iBoom Studios back in 2011 had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $875. Chris, what's up next?
Woohoo! All right. We got Man Guts #1, the Bruce Timm cover from Cryptic Publications in 1989. Now, this is a bit strange, but bear with us. You may look at this book and recognize the style. You'd be right to think, dang, that looks like Bruce Timm. But this book has little to no attachment to Bruce Timm other in any of the neither reaches of the internet. That's what she said. It was the early days in his career, after all, long before Batman the Animated Series and Harley Quinn, when he would work on anything to avoid bouncing between his passion, comics and animation, and working at Kmart. Man's Guts was a man-specific fanzine full of booksome babes and wild stories. There, Timm developed his style, which would go on to become so recognizable today, including the first appearance of Harley Quinn, and gathered them into suggestive books like Naughty and Nice. It's a relic of the past, but this one still has a market, albeit small. Recently, a very fine raw copy hit the market and sold for $320, blowing past the previous record of $175 established earlier this year. And that's it. That's all the sales that Cover Price could find across all of the internet, and it is hard to find again. Again, these were meant to be read, not collected, and probably stashed between mattresses. Back then, no one knew the rise in prominence, especially at the heights like Bruce Timm has reached. It was a classic for any Timm fan, and you can find it. Okay, again, I'm going to say what I said last time Bruce Timm's work came up on the show. The first Bruce Timm work was a Masters of the Universe mini comic, and it's under $10. Okay, under $10, and that's his first published work. So, if you're a Bruce Timm fan and you're looking for his first work, that's what you need to go buy.
Yeah, I love me some Bruce Timm, man. We were talking about some characters that I like, some artists' work that I like to go back and pick up. And man, like anytime I see a Bruce Timm cover, no matter what book it is, it just blows me away. I'm always, happy to pick one up. But this is a very impressive sale. Gabe, I'm sure you love Bruce Timm, man, and what he's done for Batman and other stuff.
Oh, dude, I mean, people my age, we grew up on Batman the Animated Series, grew up on Batman Beyond. Bruce Timm is like the Timmverse. So you got like Batman the Animated Series, you got the Superman show, you got Justice League. That whole Timmverse is like our, MCU. Like that's like some of the most peak, pinnacle, iconic versions of these characters that you're ever going to see, and it's all Bruce Timm's artwork that we see like that. So it's fun to see him do something like this that's a little naughty with this damsel tied up to a post and
a shirtless man
villain getting ready to take her out, and the shirtless handsome man coming in to save her. I love this kind of stuff, the kind of old school damsel in distress hero situation. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
Yeah, he keeps his artwork too, and what you see in the animation series, very 40s and late 30s, early 1940s style, if you will.
Absolutely.
And I love what he does with that, and that's very representative of all his artwork too.
Yeah, like I said, I love me some Bruce Timm, man, and seeing this book here, it just like every time you come across a Bruce Timm book and you think like, man, I just found myself gold, you tend to come across some other covers and you're like, man, I wish I didn't see this because now I need it. And that's what just happened. I saw this on the list and now I need it. So that being said, guys, Man's Guts #1 Bruce Timm cover by Cryptic Publications back in 1989 had a top sale for a raw VF copy at $320. Now, Gabe, this one I think we're going to have fun with.
Yeah, this is a great one. This is Nightwing #1. This is the DC Universe logo variant. What's a DC Universe logo variant? We're going to get into that. This book came out 1996. So with the rise of newsstand variants, collectors have shown that even a little square on the front cover can change a comic book's collectability and rarity. It makes sense that the DC Universe logos have risen in price, as these were much harder to find than even newsstand variants. These variants could be found in polybag multi-packs sold by retailers such as Costco, Sam's Club, Toys R Us, and Walmart. There were over 400 known DC Universe logo variants. You can check it out on Cover Price. They got a whole article there about it. That were printed between 1992 and 1996, spanning numerous titles and different printings. Because of the plethora of variants, not every book is deemed valuable or even collectible. But Nightwing has slowly risen over time and saw a massive sale this week of $2,500 for a graded 9.8. This dwarfs the all-time high sale from last August. That was $660 for a 9.6. These polybag books were not treated well in the retail stores, and when high-grade books come for sale, they will demand a premium on the open market.
Clearly,
I think that's crazy town. that this is that much money. Hey, more power to the guy. You buy it, cool, good for you. Good on the seller. But wow, what a weird thing to kind of eke out of comics. You see these DC Universe variants and compare that to like newsstands and the craziness that's following all of that stuff.
Yeah, man, to each his own. If that's something that really speaks to your passion, speaks to your collectability, And just like the Reed said, the rarity of something like this, I mean, more power to you. Who am I to say, right? But nevertheless, man, once again, people are collecting for whatever reason, but they're paying a premium at 9.8, 2,500 bones, man.
I can see
Good
that
God.
being like a special. This book, awesome book. Chuck Dixon, love Chuck Dixon, the great writer. He just had a movie come out on one of his book series. Scott McDaniel, great artist, knew him from Daredevil. But this book in a 9.8, any copy of this book in a 9.8 is something to be proud of, because look at that black cover back there. Like, that thing is going to show every fingerprint, every color break is just going to stand out like crazy. So finding this in any high grade is awesome. I can just find a regular copy of this book. I love this book. This is so cool.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah, this is man, the DC universe, they're so hard to find in good condition. So just to see one at a 9.8 is really damn impressive. And
I have
it's
some Marvel versus DC issues that are the DC logo variants, I think.
yeah, well, I mean, this according to Cover Price, the top three valued ones are the Adventures of Superman 499, this one with the statue cover, and Animaniacs number 14. Those are your top three that have the DC Universe logo. You know, there are other ones that are very rare, like the Superboy and the
Supergirl as well.
Supergirl and Robin. Those are pretty hard to find
And
as well.
the Green Lantern as well.
Yeah, I have the Green Lantern one. It's one of my favorite covers. So I went ahead.
I have the regular covers here. The Kyle Rayner issues, Emerald Twilight stuff.
Yeah, these things are very hard to come across. You know, as you were mentioning, these came in multi-packs, right? So it's kind of hard to even come across a 9.8 because these multi-packs, I mean, man, you got to remember they were probably poorly handled or whatnot. And, you know, looking at the CGC census, 9.8s, apparently this is the only one. So the one that must have sold prior that this sale now eclipsed, it must be the same book, is what I'm understanding.
It was a 9.6.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, 9.6. There you go.
The 9.6 sold for 600, and then this 9.8 sold for 250. So 2,500.
So there you have it. So this is literally the only 9.8 on the CGC census with the DC logo. So just to give you an idea just how rare these are, and I saw a question come in about the newsstands. I think this surpasses that. And another thing, when I think it was when JB was on, I remember we were talking about some of these DC Universe logos, and you know, they weren't really counted for. So we don't know how many of these are in print, right? And how many have come out. So coming across these seem to be a little harder than even coming across some of those newsstands. So
according to rumor, it was like the big box retailers put it in order, and the printers could only keep up so much, and eventually DC just grabbed stacks of their weeklies or returns and threw them through the printer to get the Universe logo printed onto it. So not only are these hard to find in good condition, you have to remember that in some cases they were put through the machine for print twice.
Yeah. But somebody asked me a question in the chat if I've ever seen these in Canada. Myself personally, no, I have not come across any of these, but I hope to do so one day. Why? Because as you can see, it comes with a nice little premium on the the financial side. So if I could cash out, why not? Guys,
you get a newsstand for $20, just FYI there, everybody. You get a newsstand for $20.
Oh, there you go. So perfect. That's great information. Good to know, because $20 as opposed to this 9.8 for Nightwing.
I mean, if you're into Nightwing, of course, in the cover, I mean, yeah, definitely $20 would be something good to have in your collection. It's a very beautiful cover. I mean,
yeah, you can get the regular cover for dirt cheap as well. But let's keep it rolling, guys. Nightwing number 1 DC Universe logo variant by DC from 1996 had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $2,500. Now, I want to remind all of you, we're 71 here in the chat, 71 of you watching. So don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you're enjoying your time here with us. But Marty is going to take it away with the next one. What do we got?
Of course, yes. Number 6 brings you Star Wars Jedi Mace Windu Dan Durasima newsstand, Dark Horse 2003. During the late 70s, a new type of comic variant hit the stands, and there were usually 2 slightly different versions of comic covers floating around. If you snagged your comic off a spinner rack at the grocery store or an actual newsstand, that was the newsstand version, indicated by a barcode reading newsstand. Comic book stores carried the direct edition of comic books. Comic book stores were known for keeping their comic books under better conditions, while newsstand copies of those comics were hard to find in an acceptable grade. This is the case with this Mace Windu one-shot, which also features the first appearance of bounty hunter Asajj Ventress. CGC currently lists 317 graded 9.8 copies on the census. However, a distinction between the direct edition and newsstand cover isn't made. When looking at the recently closed sale on eBay, you can see that poster emphasized the newsstand barcode in the listing, even though the registry doesn't notate that it is a newsstand. This little variant was enough of a rarity to cause a collector to drop $3,000 on the CGC graded 9.8 newsstand.
Whoa.
This is a new all-time high, which is double what is sold for in 2022, which was $1,525. This book was graded in 2021, but it is missing the 2022 change at CGC, which they recognize newsstand edition. Who knows? A resubmission for the newsstand designation on the label might make this book even more valuable. And absolutely, man. Mace Windu, amazing character. This does not surprise me this is going for this much, because the most recent Mace Windu covers, especially his movie cover, those go for a really good premium nowadays. So to see something like this to come up, wow. I'm very impressed with the price.
Yeah. It's a huge price, dude. The price is astounding. Now, you mentioned newsstand. Guys, we've said it before. We've shown you this before as well. When you take a look at the newsstands as we go later throughout, as we get into the 2000s, man, it gets really scarce and harder to come across, because you're looking at 5%, 2%, 1% once we hit 2013. So, yeah, there's a prime example as to just how hard it is to come across.
Did you know the lightsaber that he used in what you see in the Clone War series is not the Clone War, but Phantom Menace, the prequels and everything, that it actually says on his lightsaber he had them put "bad motherfucker" on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I had no idea. It's funny because Samuel L. Jackson, like I especially in Marvel comics, right? Since he took over as Nick Fury, like they've made Nick Fury look exactly like Samuel L. Jackson. So it's just it's amazing, man. Samuel L. Jackson is gonna go down as a legend. Like, one day that time will come. Everyone's clock ticks, and I think everyone's gonna look back at Samuel L. Jackson and be like, that guy, that mother, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, I think he already is a legend. I mean, the guy.
Oh, absolutely. But, guys, Star Wars Jedi Mace Windu Newsstand Edition by Dark Horse in 2003 had a top sale for CGC 9.8 at a very impressive $3,000. Now, Chris, take us back to our childhoods.
Our childhoods, long before my childhood.
Mine.
Long before your childhood.
How old are you?
Fine, Marty's.
not my childhood.
What are you talking about?
I don't.
I
Okay,
watched
maybe,
Peter Pan as a child, man.
No, I'm sure you did, but this is some 1950s.
Hey, Lando, I think you really offended Chris right there, man.
I mean, come on, we all watched Peter Pan when we were kids. bro.
I watched this. I loved Peter Pan as a child, you know.
Peter Pan. We wanted to
Walt
forget
Disney.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, not watch book. It means something different these days.
That's right. And we all wanted to date Tinkerbell. I know. All right. So Walt
I
Disney.
don't know. I don't
Peter
know
Pan,
about that.
Treasure Chest #1 by Dell Comics in 1953. This had the top sale of a very fine Raw for $1,440. This rare Dell comic issue is by far the largest issue ever printed by Dell Comics. Most Dell comics in the 50s were a quarter. This issue, however, 2 quarters, 50 cents. And I don't mean the wrapper. Quite some for any comic book of that era. Coming in at 212 pages, this truly giant-sized comic features the 54-page movie adaptation of Peter Pan, plus other short Peter Pan stories and various Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse stories. Considered by many to be the holy grail of Dell Comics from the 1950s, collectors are constantly on the hunt for this rare beauty. Of course, Disney-related items are attractive to many different collector bases. In this case, the comic book collector community, the Disney adult community, the ephemera community, and of course, Peter Pan memorabilia collectors, not to mention Tinkerbell pervs. High-grade copies of this book are nearly impossible to find in the wild. The oversized nature of this book was fertile ground for spine splits, and the all-black background is usually filled with cover-breaking creases. Furthermore, these books were usually well-read and loved by young readers. When a ghost, very fine raw copy came up for sale this past week, it is no surprise that a bidding war erupted. When the pixie dust settled, a massive price tipping of $1,440 was paid for this incredible giant-sized book. Lower grade raw copies can be found, but you're still going to be paying between $300 and $600.
Wild, and again, rightfully so. This is a big sale for an amazing book.
I would pick this up in the wild, man. If I came across this at a thrift store, an antique store, or somewhere like that, I'd pick this up in a heartbeat because Walt Disney is not only iconic, man, but it is a household name. Everybody knows Walt Disney, regardless of your political viewpoints of Walt Disney World and everything, stuff like that, and put all that aside, man. Walt Disney is a household name. Kids resonate with this. As a child, you have had to seen at least one Disney movie, and if you haven't, you must be living under a rock or in a cave somewhere, because this is amazing. I love Peter Pan. I love the whole series about and just like what just came out, Last Boys just came out with a new rendition, a new perspective, a version of Peter Pan. So, I love the way, one of my favorite movies was Hook too, seeing Robin Williams portray Peter Pan. Yeah. And so, but yeah.
Rufio.
Yeah,
just the idea that somebody paid $1,400 for a raw book online just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, that's a lot of money to spend on like a raw copy off of some random seller, presumably off of eBay. Fingers crossed that guy packed this thing. Wow, like that's. And it just gives me, like, I don't get anxiety very much, but thinking about trying to determine if this book has like any kind of like touch-ups on it, color touches, restoration, things like that, and to spend that kind of money on it, it's like one of the only things that triggers any kind of anxiety on me. It freaks me out just thinking about it.
I agree, especially considering how thick this book was. I mean, the square bounds are notoriously hard to find good condition copies of. And,
because they were just glued together.
Yeah, and so this had to be like pretty much unread. Well, it goes down in history as the most wholesome story about children who murder adults. But you know,
Yeah, nothing better than a story about kidnapping.
that's right.
Well, you know, the characters of Winnie the Pooh, all those represent in the psychology world, a certain disorder, depression, anxiety, things like that. So a lot of those characters were portrayed in that way as a way to show to get children how to get past some of those things. So it's a very interesting storyline to those things. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. And Peter
We
Pan
all
is
know Lost
about
Boys
getting-
Japan. It's
yeah.
like a Lemon situation, right?
Peter Pan is, you know, how to get used to murdering adults.
He's dead set on this.
It's not talking about Pinocchio and all the craziness on that.
Right?
Yeah.
Elephants on parade, will you?
Terrible, guys. Terrible. We're out of control tonight.
We've lost it, but guys, Walt Disney Peter Pan Treasure Chest #1 by Dell back in 1953, which is all of our childhoods apparently, had a top sale for a raw VF at $1,440. Gabe, what's shaking for number 8?
Number 8, check this out. We've got White Widow, #1. This is the Ariel Disney. I was thinking about Disney stuff. Ariel Diaz, CK Creative, limited to 3,000 cover. They came out in 2023. There has been a significant amount of controversy surrounding any graded comic that comes in over a 9.8. The 9.8 has been the gold standard since comic books started to be graded. Every once in a while, you might get lucky with a 9.9, or if it was very special, a 10. But those were shooting stars. And if you got one, you either put it up for auction before anybody else could put their put up another 9.9, or you stashed it away in your personal collection. Today, more and more 9.9 and 10s are hitting the market. There are a few reasons for this, but one is how comics are screened and submitted to be graded. In the past, people would send one or two of a particular cover, but today it is common for a store or artist to take an entire box of unshipped, freshly printed comics into the graders. The increase in the amount of comics being graded, along with the change in screening and grading, could explain this increase. This 9.9 comes from a limited print run of 3,000. The character of White Widow is set for the big screen with the upcoming Thunderbolts movie release. Florence Pugh plays Yelena and has made a good impression on many fans. Seeing a White Widow book pop this close to the movie's release is unsurprising. There are only 30 copies of this book on the CGC census. 16 of them are 9.8s, 2 of them are 10s, and 12 of them are 9.9s. The funny thing about this book is you can still pick it up at Comic Kingdom Collective. A recent 9.9 sold for $122. $122 for a 9.9 is laughable, I think. I'm sorry. That's not a price that would give you any kind of indication of a 9.9 being a special grade on this book. And I understand the controversy behind it. I know that people are sending in tons of copies of a book and doing like the pre-screening where they only want things that are 9.8s or above, right? And then only those get graded and everything else gets shipped back. So it's people playing the system. The loophole is there. It's being exploited. It's being used. So that's how this works. Also, real quick, on the cover here, cool cover. The homegirl needs to learn some trigger discipline, which is holding.
Get your hand away from that. Get your finger away from that trigger. My goodness.
Get your booger picker away from the trigger.
Very good. You guys are very knowledgeable about that. Very impressive.
I'm concerned as to why.
SCP 101, everybody. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're actually shooting it.
That's right.
Very much true. Very much true.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to know that these are still available.
Yeah, I'm actually buying one right now.
Literally.
I'm looking. Yes. I'm actually looking on eBay, and they are going for some vary for prices. Some $40. Someone's selling it for $30. Some for
raw?
$8. Some for $10. They're all over the place as far as the pricing. But
Are those raw movie or what?
These are raw. Yeah, these are absolutely raw.
I bet you anything in the world, every copy that's out there right now is below a 9.8. I bet you they were all pre-screened, and whatever was in a 9.8 or a 9.6 went to the market. That's just my cynical idea of things.
You know, I'm more of a fan of the artist Ariel Diaz, and he did an amazing job on this. I love what he did on this, so definitely this is going into the collection here.
Yeah,
Ariel's a chick or a girl, excuse me, whatever. She's a chick.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
she's hot.
She is hot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting cover, and the fact that it is still available. Well, you might get lucky, guys. You never know.
I mean, for a 9.9, dude, who won't drop like $122 for a 9.9? Like, come on, that's. What's all the stuff that we've seen on screen already today? That's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for like 9.8s, thousands of dollars for 9.8s. Here's a 9.9, $122. Like,
yeah,
there's something broken in the system, or there's something. This is all just really weird to me, seeing this and contemplating what 9.9s used to be like and stuff like that in the past.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes down to what book is selling for a 9.9. I mean, $122, as you can see within the chat. JD saying that you can literally buy the Virgin trade for $29 on eBay. So just to put that into perspective, I guess. But nonetheless, guys, White Widow #1, the Ariel Diaz variant by CK Creative, limited to 3,000. Came out in 2023 and had a top sale for a CGC 9.9 at $122. Now, Marty, what do we have up next?
Man, I got to put my buying on hold right now. Okay. We've got Witchblade. Oh, wow. That's a Witchblade. Witchblade number 76. San Diego Comic-Con sketch variant error. Published by Image in 2004. Two of the variants offered at 2004 San Diego Comic-Con were Wanted number 4 and Witchblade number 76. Both from Top Cow Image. During the printing process, there was somehow a major mix-up that happened, and the cover for Witchblade comic ended up on the interior page of the Wanted comic. The initial print run for the Wanted variant was 1,250 copies, and 100 copies were sold for the Witchblade variant, but it seemed closer to 200 copies of the error versions were sold. This book has been below $50 and rarely pops up for sale, but this past week a raw very fine copy sold for a new high of $190. The previous high was $45, set all the way back in 2017, so it's possible that this new sale may bring more copies to the market. Here we go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I've never even seen this cover in my life. You guys?
No, I love it though. It's I'm assuming it's a Mark Silvestri cover. I love
look at it. Like this is 2004, Gabe. Okay, and this is early, prior before the boom of 2000 and
25 or there's 3
12 things. I mean, so you're talking about prior to even Comic Cons being very popular. San Diego was one of the major ones out there that actually did Comic Con, but 2004, that's early time frame, man. So to have something like this, especially an error variant, man, with Witchblade, because Witchblade was huge back then too.
So here's a question. It's got the Witchblade cover, but the Wanted interior. So is this a Witchblade comic or a Wanted comic?
A Wanted comic.
Right. It doesn't mean it's any less rare or anything. And $200 for a raw is interesting. This is cool. 2004 San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. I really like the older San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Those are pretty cool to find.
Oh yeah, this is like I was saying. This is back when there was probably 5 variants on the entire floor back then.
Yeah,
2004. So this is back when I was at this one. I was at 2004. You could just walk up and buy a ticket those days.
Yeah, those days are long gone, man. Because
not only could you walk up and buy a ticket, but you could buy next year's ticket there too, no problem.
My brother happened to be traveling California. He was doing all of Cali with his girlfriend, and like it happened to be during the same weekend of San Diego Comic-Con. This was a few years ago, let's say right before COVID. And he walked up to the door and he was like, "Hey, are there any tickets?" They're like, "No." And then there was people scalping them, and it was a Sunday for $300 US, man, just to give you an idea. So those days are long gone.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, because it didn't blow up until like 2008-ish is when like San Diego became like a disaster.
Yep. But speaking disasters, clearly what happened with this book seems to be one, but on the aftermarket, well, it seems sought out after because, guys, Witchblade 76 San Diego Comic-Con sketch variant error by Image in 2004 had a top sale for a raw VF copy at $190. Now Chris is going to take us home, which
Bring
is
it home.
the Offer Abyss with the final Shaker book, but hang tight because immediately after that, we're going to run through some books over on the daily Shaker list over on the Cover Price website. So, Chris, what do we got as the final book for the Shaker list tonight?
X-Men 25, baby. This is the Fatal Attractions issue where Magneto rips the adamantium like hot jello from Wolverine skeleton. This is the Adam Kubert cover, the black and white variant. Some events in comic books leave an indelible impression on readers. Back in 1993, this event occurred when Magneto ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. This issue features the horrific scene with Magneto in color, but Wolverine's in black and white on the cover. Unlike the regular edition and the gold logo variant, this cover sports a Magneto hologram rather than a Gambit hologram. This is the same hologram that appears on Uncanny X-Men 304. The theory is that the first was a second print of the issue because it's a different hologram. The Magneto hologram on the cover in September, whereas the issue released in October had the Gambit. The other theory is that this was a ratio comic all the way back in 1993. To get the gold, to get the black and white covers and one gold cover, you had to order 200 regular covers. There was a rumor that if you ordered 100 copies of this issue, you would have gotten at least one black and white. The standalone hologram card sheet supports this theory. If retailers ordered at least 2,500 copies of this issue, they would get one sheet containing all 6 Fatal Attraction holograms. Those sheets are hard to find, which lends credibility to the theory. The fact that there are fewer gold titles than black and white covers also bolsters this idea. Recently, man, some Steiner math going on there, 33 1/3%. Recently, a CG 9.8 of this awesome, amazing, iconic comic sold for $2,200.
Massive. That's massive. I remember reading this, man, and like being mind blown when this happened to Wolverine, man.
Absolutely.
This is one of my favorite comic books of all time. I remember reading it when it came out on my bed, losing my mind that Wolverine got all the adamantium ripped out of him.
Yeah.
But then the next issue, which was Wolverine 75, when he pops the bone claws for the first time, I've lost my mind again.
Yep.
These are the 1-2 punch of comic books. Is X-Men 25, Wolverine 75. They go together. They're the best books out there. I got 9/8 of the regular version, my X-Men 25 signed by Andy Kubert.
Nice.
I love this series. I love this book. I love just it comes from a time that is long lost in comics. Here I go on a rant again, where substantial consequences happen, substantial stories go on that change characters for a long, long time. Wolverine lost his adamantium, had bone claws for like 7 or 8 years, for a very long time. He was without his adamantium. And this is just one of those stories that is synonymous with Wolverine. You don't get that anymore.
Nope.
Very much.
Also,
What I'm confused by is saying that the Wolverine or that this Magneto cover came out before the original cover did?
Yeah, I kind of needed a flow chart to follow the ride up there.
He says the Magneto hologram was on comics in September, whereas this issue
came
was
out in
released.
October.
I think they messed up the notes. It must mean the Gambit hologram was on comics in September, whereas this issue was released in October.
Yeah. Well, I think regardless, any of the black and white or the gold logo ones in the series you're going to want, but this is obviously the key, right? This and the next one, like you said, are kind of the key storyline elements that you really want to collect.
So I'm looking at my copy, and it came out cover date October. Issue 25, cover date October, which is awesome because that's my birthday, October 25. So that's
save the date, ladies and gentlemen. Save the date.
Save the date.
Yeah, I love this book, man. It's amazing. I've never seen the black and white variant in person.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. It really adds a pop to the hologram, but like Magneto too, man. Magneto really stands out on the cover. It looks so good. But guys, X-Men 25, the Andy Kubert cover, black and white variant by Marvel from 1993, had a top sale for a CGC 9/8 at $2,200. So, as I promised, I guess I took a majority of you into the O for Abyss tonight with the boys. That's always a fun time. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I don't make.
What about did anybody get anything tonight?
I got nothing.
No. Oh,
But
interesting.
I wanted to talk to some
We all got information. We all learned a lot of new stuff today.
Yeah.
So-
Absolutely.
Take that home.
I picked this up this last weekend in a dollar bin. It's from 1958. It's a 100-page Dell, and you can see this is the kind of stuff that happens with these old Dell books, right? Even in this condition, with like parts of the corner that's been chewed off, this is still like a $20-$25 book, unbelievably. And I think I picked it up for like less than 50 cents.
Somebody found that in the box of rats. Some rats ate that thing up.
Yeah. But I mean, it's this is a good example of that square from Dell back in the 50s, and this is only 100 pages. That one that we were talking about earlier, the Peter Pan one, 212 pages. That thing,
Yeah. It's thick,
phone
man.
book.
Yeah.
Again, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking of trying to figure out that thing was restored or not before placing a bid on it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Lord of Brooklyn in the chat just broke me with that comment. But guys, we have a chance to redeem ourselves with what's shaking on the Daily Shakers. Chris, we have a transition, do we not?
You do have a transition, yes.
Let's get to it. Let's see what we got this week.
Flipping the ink like strikes of gold. Comic dreams bought and sold.
There you go.
Chris bringing the transitions for us, guys. I love it. Look at
Okay. I mean, I
The
preferably
full
I
full
like the
version-
other one.
that. The Pitbull one.
The full version is on my YouTube. You guys can go check that out if you want. I've had 19 views on that video. So
Nice.
obviously, it's a gold record waiting to happen.
And they were all you too.
That's right.
Watching it over and over
Back,
again.
Year one, right in there.
It's gonna win a Grammy.
Hey, real quick, did you guys cover this in your top 10?
Yes, we did. We did.
Oh man, what a beautiful cover!
Yeah, love this.
Guess what? Someone actually purchased that today too.
Good for you, man.
Did you get more than one, Marty? Because I don't want to pay $20 on eBay for that.
Really
No,
made
I mean,
you feel like a little girl in that cover, though, for sure.
it's a beautiful cover.
We had that debate on Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm not the only one thinking that. All right.
But all right, let's see what's shaking. Chris, take it away. Show us.
All right. So here we got our daily shakers. This list is updated multiple times a day. It is a great thing to do if you just need to pass a few minutes. You can see what's shaking on the aftermarket, and we're looking for.
Yeah, SF48. Look at that bad boy.
Yeah.
Chris, you said a few minutes. Are you kidding me? Once you start clicking on this, you go down a rabbit hole.
Yep.
And you go down a rabbit hole, and you go down another rabbit hole because things are so interesting because you can do so much on this on the cover price.
Look at this old 1943 Donald Duck comic, which recently sold for almost $2,000.
Wow.
Oh, damn. That's nice. Cool cover. I would have never thought it would be worth that, though, seeing it.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. This is first. Oh God, what was this?
Which one?
This was this. First Prince of Supergirl and Metallo.
No, it's not First Metallo. First Metallo. Oh no, Metallo. I'm sorry. I was thinking Brainiac. Sorry.
Yeah, I
recently sold. CGC 3.5 sold for $1,600.
That's not bad at all. That is not
Now
bad.
that the movie's done filming, that's going to have some action on it.
Yep.
If they actually release it. I'm looking at you, Batgirl.
Oh, jeez. That was CW, though.
Scroll back up to that Superman cover where the guy's putting the mustache on. It's ridiculous. I love it. All the way to the far right.
The old 1950s Superman books were crazy.
Yep.
It's just absolutely insane. If you just want to go through and like read them and just like, what kind of story is that?
There was one I forgot which one it was, but it was a Superboy story where he goes to another planet and accidentally kills all the dogs on the planet.
Oh my god.
And then Superman finds out and spanks him.
Yes. And it's
Oh my
glorious.
goodness. That's terrible.
I saw Chico Suave mentioning the Ghost Spider Momoko cover. Dude, that book has hit some insane numbers. Look at that.
That is amazing. Look at that.
The 9.8 for 1260. Do you guys think it's even worth grading modern books anymore, especially with what we saw with that White Widow book?
Look, I think
you have to be selective, right? Like that's always.
I mean, for resale, yes. For you know what I'm saying?
And grading everything the last couple of years.
Well,
Here's
yeah.
Hold up. I grade a lot of modern books that are significant to me, whether it be a key or something important to me. I'll do it. Example,
sentimental value or something. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it means something to me, I'll do it. Now I am on the fence with some of the slabbing stuff, but that's just my perspective. But I am very selective when it comes to the modern books. You know how it goes. I think we all know.
Yeah.
You passed some good
You guys
ones.
saw this earlier. Last of Us, the new season started. Scares the hell out of me because zombies and mushrooms.
Did you see the last episode?
No, I haven't yet.
Brace yourself. If you didn't play the video game, you're in for a shock.
Oh,
I have not played the video game, but I enjoy The Last of Us though.
That's one of those series that I have to watch in spurts. Like I'll watch it for 15 minutes, I'll stop, I'll take a breath, I'll remind myself that zombies aren't real, and then I'll watch it a little bit more.
Love it.
And God forbid I do it before bed because not a good time sleeping. Here's an old wacky Detective Comics with the Rainbow Batman.
Yeah.
And that's all the different colored Batman stuff. They made toys of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
amazing.
ring, yeah.
I must wear a different colored Batman costume each night.
Jeez.
One thing I love about that too is people hate it. I love it. I love date stamps on comic books.
You really?
Date stamps. It's the coolest thing in the world to me is you get a
Really?
book stamp on it. Yeah.
It annoys me. I have quite a few earlier Spider-Mans that have the date stamp on it, and I don't know, it just kind of annoys me.
I love it. It's a
yeah.
cool scene where, like, especially if it's the date that you get an idea of the date the book came out most of the time. That Lord of the Rings is badass.
Right.
Awesome.
But just the idea
that is one.
that they were stamping all their books with the dates on it, so they knew when to take them down and stuff like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's a wicked Harley Quinn by Adam Hughes. Love that.
That book's gone down. That used to be $1,000.
Go back up to that Lord of the Rings again, man.
Dude,
That's so crazy. I remember having this book at one time as a child, man, and this is so crazy that this is on here.
Yeah.
Look at this. It
Yeah,
looks like,
I sure the hell did. I had this, man.
It looks like a D&D module.
Yeah,
It does. You're right.
it is.
gives that vibe.
The cover and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love it. And one of my favorite artists, Larry Elmore, he used to do a lot of those D&D box covers, especially like the first Advanced Dungeons and Dragons box edition came out in the 80s. So I love his Larry Elmore. Huge fan of his work.
Hey, Chris, go back up to the that Harley Quinn #1 Adam Hughes cover. I'm curious of the prices because I remember this being like $1,000 book.
Yeah, 9.8 recently sold for $576.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that one too.
It's like the price.
You look at history, if I look at the sales data,
high sale was $1,300. It said.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
This fluctuates a lot. This one fluctuates a lot. I bought this book many years ago for I think, I don't know, under 300.
Well, here's one that sold 2 years ago this time of year for $1,300. But that was right around the time that the new Suicide Squad movie came out. So that's probably what drove that.
That probably dropped it.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's see. Keep going. I got this one. Yay! I made the list.
There you go.
That's a beautiful. What is it? Teenage Mutant Ninja TMNT cover
This is
right
like
there.
this cover appears in different variations on the Shaker list right now in multiple places. So it's a 2020 book, and it's got some attention.
Wait, go back to that Journey and Mystery on the far right. I love these old crazy science books or sci-fi books. It's down.
Oh, sorry. Right here.
Yep, look at that.
Yes, there we go.
Robot and the Rampage. Bring the humans to me.
It's cool.
Love it.
Look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
I love these old. And this is Journey and Mystery. This is pre-Thor Journey and Mystery.
That's pre-Thor. Yep.
Like science books and space books.
Wicked.
What is this? Bad Planet? That's kind of crazy.
That's a newer book, isn't it?
2008.
Okay.
Whoa. David Nakayama. Kickstarter limited 75. What kind of cover is that, Lando?
I knew that you would zoom in on that.
Oh, it's probably the best one on the list.
I love it.
Right,
Yeah.
let's go back up to the top. I want to filter and sort, and I only want to see all-time highs and variants.
They have that new FOC thing now. That's that new thing that they just launched too. So if you want to look at the FOC on there's that the link that goes to it, and it'll show you everything combined, and it's sort of like a one-stop shop, instead of having to go to multiple locations. So that's a really great feature that they just added on and started. I think it started either Wednesday or today.
It just started, I believe, yesterday. But before we wrap it up, guys, I want to remind you, Chris, you see this right here, the C2E2 giveaway. Maybe we should let the people know. If you guys haven't yet, check it out because you can enter for this giveaway. They're giving away CGC slabs from C2E2, and Cover Price has paired up with CGC for this giveaway. So you guys have a chance. Go enter because I believe this is closing very soon. So if you guys want to win some stuff, if you couldn't make it to C2E2 like myself, well, you have a chance. Now, I don't really
luck,
ever
guys.
partake in anything that Cover Price is giving away, but you better believe I'm partaking in this one because I want that MJ, I want those rivals, and I want that JTC of Venom because it is so good. No hate on the Frieza one, but in order of books I want, that's the fine order. Gabe, you're still playing Rivals?
No,
Slowing down.
It's been a minute. It's gotten a little too redundant for me, but it's still some cool stuff. But
yeah,
it's the same 5 maps, same
All
3 gameplays.
Well, guys, there you have it. Now, since we were talking giveaways, I don't normally do this. You could even ask Marty. I've told him backstage that I hate doing this. But I do want to let you guys know that this Sunday over on my show, I'm actually giving away a CGC 99 of this Transformers 13, the one Gideon.
Nice.
So you have a chance to win a CGC 99. So go check out the channel. You have to be a subscriber to win it. So make sure you are subscribed. And
Awesome.
so just wanted to put that out there for you guys. But
Nice.
I'm so happy that I got the full crew in the house tonight, guys. Man, Chris, you, like I said, you were missed. Gabe, you were definitely missed. It's been way too many weeks without you, so I'm happy to have you back. Marty, I don't get to miss you because I see you and I appreciate seeing you every single day. So,
Thank
guys,
you.
let's say goodbye to everybody. We'll go around the horn. Chris, kick it off.
Hey, thanks for letting me talk about comics. Thanks for letting me share some of my finds. Man, I love doing this show. This is such a good time. Every single week, it's a good time, and it's not work. Hanging out with you guys and talking comics, it's not work. It's just fun. I love it. So thanks for letting me be part of this, and I'm always happy to do it. You guys hit me up on Instagram at Dr. Yo-Yo right there. Click on my bio, go to the link tree. If you want to see Yo-Yo videos or the Cover Price AI music video, you can see that there as well. And yeah, man, I got an exciting weekend looking at going to a comic and toy show near me and hitting up flea markets and stuff like that. And yeah, good stuff.
Awesome, man. Gabe.
Everybody, you're welcome. That's all I have to say.
Mic drop. He pulled the John Cena, man. He mic dropped on all of us.
That's right.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. No, thanks so much for having me on. Again, it was great to talk to everybody. It was great to kind of break out, get to talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is me. I mean, comic books. Comic books. But awesome guys. I didn't realize how much I missed it, but I missed the snoring dog in the background.
Yeah.
Just guiding us through our discussion of comic books, variants, newsstands, all that fun stuff. It's definitely the soundtrack of the Cover Price. I hope to see you guys again pretty soon.
Hell yeah, man. It definitely is a staple now of the show. Marty, there's no escaping it, but please take us home, brother.
I don't know. I tell you what, man, you guys get me go. Once I start laughing, I can't stop. Right? Okay. Anyways, let me
giggle.
Let me get it. Let me get it. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us as always. Really, I know this was such a fun show. This is where I can literally just relax and be myself, talk comic books, get nostalgic with everybody, and so I really have a great time. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us, man. You guys really make the show. I love the comments. I love reading the stuff. I love that you guys come back and really support us in doing this. We have fun doing it, and we definitely do it for fun, and we do it for the love of it, and we definitely do it for you guys. So thank you for joining us. As always, may the comic gods and the spirit of our friend TiVo continue to bless and look down on your long boxes.
Excelsior, man. Well said. Guys, have yourselves a great rest of the weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. Adios.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.